Howdy, brochachos. Welcome back to another video. On this week's episode of shit, we're gonna be doing some out-of-box activities. I usually talk about games, whatever, but today we're gonna be talking about my collection. Now, I'm letting you know now, this collection has become a problem. Here's what it looked like last year in October. Here's what it looks like now in October. So, I have a lot of cool shit on this shelf, and I just want to talk about it. And I think it'd be fun to give a little watch this, don't watch this, you might like it, you might not, who knows. But this video's gonna be a little jank since I'm gonna be recording off my phone and talking into a mic, whatever. But I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get right into it. And to spin the wheel, I shall talk about... First round pick, we had Gantz. Now, Gantz is probably one of my favorite manga ever. I have songs named after it, I have the anime, and I plan to get all 12 of the volumes of the manga, but 10 and 12 are out of stock, and I've seen niggas say, it's not worth it collecting Gantz, just sell your collection now. But I plan to get a hold of that shit sometime, some way. Gantz is a jack of all trades of a series. The best way I can even give you the plot is in the words of the clip I'm about to show you.
So you take Power Rangers and smash it together with Killing Floor, throw in some Lovecraftian cosmic horror bullshit, and Garth Ennis is jerking off in the corner. That's Gantz.
Gantz is a lot of things. It's a beautiful, detailed manga. It's a fucking mess of a story. I'll lead with that next time. But most importantly, it's funny as fuck too.
So who here's the homo?
Maybe one of the guys who died was gay. What's with... Huh? Hey! I'm not gay! Give me a fucking break!
Gantz also has some of the hypest moments in manga I've ever seen, and unfortunately it doesn't have a proper anime adaptation, so I can't show you the hypest shit the manga has to offer without sitting you down and reading that bitch like a bedtime story. There is a hype-ass movie called Gantz O, which I recommend. It adapts later parts of the manga loosely, but honestly, it's a good-ass watch. And that's pretty much all I can say about Gantz without diving too much into it. So, do I recommend you read it? Hell yeah. But if you don't like it, I'm not going to blame you because Gantz is very divisive. I think it's time to talk about the next thing now. Ichi the Killer. This one's going to be quick since I don't have much of Ichi on my shelf. I have one of the mangas that are now coming to the States, so it's 1 out of 5 soon to come out. Then I have the movie, which is banned in some places. Ichi the Killer is a manga about a serial killer named Ichi that only kills Yakuza members, and our main protagonist slash antagonist is Kakihara, who's trying to find Ichi. The book and movie is extremely fucked up, and I don't recommend it if you're squeamish, because there's a lot of fucked up shit in thine movie and thine book. If you like slashers or just gore fest, then the movie's up your alley. But if you want to read the manga, that's more of like darker themes plus the gore and slasher aspect. But it's for you to choose. I really like the movie. Besides it being fucked up, it's shot really well and it's very entertaining to watch. It's low-key kind of funny as fuck, but
You gotta have a few loose screws to laugh at the dumb shit in this movie.
that's pretty much all I gotta say. Do I recommend you reading it or watching the movie? If you like My Hero Academia, fuck no. But if you like shit like Gantz and whatever I just showed you, go right ahead. Another rapid fire round. Hellsing. This manga needs no introduction. It also has 2 popular anime adaptations, Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate. And if you haven't heard of it or seen it at all,
Get well acquainted because this series is good.
Summon up your familiars. Transform your body. Heal your severed legs and stand. The fun has just begun.
Unfortunately, for the past 15 years, the hypest Hellsing has been is a Hellsing Ultimate Abridged.
now I find it funny, but goddamn, it has done irreversible damage to the fan base. You can't go into one comment section without saying, "Hey, police girl! Hey, police girl!"
It does have its fair share of funny moments. I can't complain. Still to this day, I quote Jan and Luke walking to the Hellsing compound.
Ain't the fucking hooker ODs on heroin?
I really don't like discussing my ex-girlfriend with you.
I mean, I still finished, but what kind of shit is that?
For God's sakes, Jan, think of Mother.
I ain't jerking off right now.
Hellsing's a hell yeah to get into. It's a little fucked up, but that's a running trend in this video so far. But if you get into it via manga, anime, OG anime, you'll find something like in the series. So let's talk about the next thing on my shelf. Dragon Ball is a no-brainer to get into, but a few niggas are gonna see my collection and go, "Why do you have the orange bricks? Totally Not Mark said get the Dragon box." Totally Not Mark has money. Don't let the soundproof pads, the Shure mic, and the stack shelf fool you. The music I put out is not breaking bank to get the fucking Dragon box. And two, I know Dragon Ball like the back of my hand. I just like watching it. It doesn't matter if it's Dragon Ball Z Kai, the Dragon box, the orange bricks. I'm gonna watch Dragon Ball and enjoy it like the first time I watched it. Here's some fun lore about my movie side of my DBZ collection. The movies are Region B. That means it's locked to Asian and European DVD players. I have a modded PS3, so I can get past that. But it was not advertised as Region B. It was marketed as Region A because Dead Zone, Strongest World, and Father of Goku and History of Trunks are Region A for US players. So they scam the shit out of me. It's pretty much what I'm trying to tell you.
You got finagled? Hell no.
Dragon Ball is one of my favorite series ever, so hell yeah, get into it. Watch the movies, read the manga, watch the anime, do what you gotta do. But before we switch up, Team 4-Star has also did irreversible damage to the Dragon Ball fan base. Every time you see Broly, it's always Princess Trunks.
Please no.
To switch it up, here's two movies I wish I didn't own. I don't like The Conjuring 1 or 2. I thought I did, but I really don't. The only reason I have them is because I was drunk and I walked to CVS and I got like 8 movies for like $15. So I was like, fuck it. Watched them. Didn't like them. I don't like that style of paranormal activity where like, oh my god, someone's at the door. You look there, no one's there. Then the door slams. It's just, I'm not 10 years old anymore. So I don't recommend these movies at all. JoJo is the ultimate. Get into that shit ASAP. It is so good. For those who don't know, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the story of the many JoJos through the Joestar bloodline, just going through bullshit. It is so good. This shit is genuinely peak. One of my favorite things ever. Hell yeah, get into it. I'm missing the other half of Stone Ocean, but once I get that, I'm gonna collect the manga, the Steel Ball Run and JoJoing when they're available. Because the manga is so good too. When I tell you I'm going to get all of JoJo, I'm going to get all of JoJo. I even have the live action, which I forgot to show, so cross that off the list too.
Nani?
I couldn't tell you which part is my favorite because it's all peak and I genuinely love it all. But I claim part 3 is my least favorite, but I get so hyped every time I hear the theme to it.
This trash off. That's whack. Yo, this song's so.
I can't recommend JoJo enough. Get into that shit today. You'll love it. And let's see what's next. Brief intermission, lads. It's time to talk about the things on my shelf I have not touched. I have not touched Black Lagoon or Blame or Blame, however the Pierce want me to pronounce it. Now, Black Lagoon, I'm not oblivious to it. I know what it is. Everyone knows who Revy is. It's iconic. But Blame, I've only ever heard of the Netflix movie and nothing else, but I've heard it's peak. Probably one of the greatest manga ever made, but I haven't read it yet. But I have high hopes for it because a few friends of mine told me it's good, so we'll see. Alright, to save us some time, I'm going to break this segment into 2 squads, the Quentin Tarantino movies and the John Carpenter movies. And I'm going to just go over what I want to talk about first, and that is Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs is Quentin Tarantino's first movie, and he hit that shit out the fucking park. One thing I can say though, since it's his first movie, there's a lot of mistakes. A lot of the lighting is very wishy-washy. You can tell one scene is shot in the morning, the next day shot in the evening. It's just small shit you'll notice during a first movie production, but the script is airtight.
Dick, 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 dick. How many dicks is that? A lot.
The cast is absolutely stacked, all around just a good-ass movie. Probably his best, but I have more of his movies on my shelf, and I can consider the other movies I have to be also his best, but Reservoir Dogs is a good-ass start. Now, Quentin Tarantino's second movie, Pulp Fiction. There's not much I can say about Pulp Fiction without saying it's fucking Pulp Fiction. Everyone knows what it is, and if you don't know, you know because you've heard this before.
English, motherfucker! do you speak it?
It's an iconic movie, and hell, if you ever go to film school, and there's 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to study this movie. So, that's all much I can say about Pulp Fiction. What's next? We have Death Proof now. Death Proof, I can say, is Quentin Tarantino's most underrated movie. This movie is fucking good. Quentin Tarantino says it's his weakest movie, but I beg to differ. See, Quentin, you made the movie, but doesn't mean you understand the movie. So calm down, the experts on the scene. Death Proof was originally a Grindhouse movie. It premiered alongside Planet Terror, but by itself, I think this movie stands strong. It's really good. It's about a serial killer that kills women with his car. The movie doesn't have its lack of flaws. The one flaw I can kind of get behind is that it's a really slow movie, but I understand why it's slow, because you watch our serial killer, played by Kurt Russell, hunt and stalk his prey, and then when he, goes for the attack, it's a big attack. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the serial killer gets what he deserves at the end of the movie, and it's pretty satisfying. The movie is really good, and I can't recommend it enough. But before you judge from what you hear, just remember, this movie's about fast cars and bad bitches. Let me get an amen. To keep the Kurt Russell boner alive, let's talk about The Thing 1982, my #1 movie of all time. This is the greatest movie ever made, and there's nothing else like it. We don't talk about The Thing 2011. The Thing is an all-time classic. Still to this day, I don't understand how it flopped in the box office. Niggas were really smoking crack heavy in the 80s, and I see why niggas say niggas were tripping when this came out. For those who don't know, The Thing is a movie about something coming from space, and it can assimilate into anything and mimic what it is. So pretty much imagine you and your buddy. You've been buds for 10, 15 years. One day he's just not your bud. He's been some alien. You don't know how long he's been an alien. You don't know when it happened or how it happened, but you just know that thing was walking beside you this whole time.
I thought you'd feel that way, Gary. You were the only one that could have got to that blood. We'll do you last.
Get away from me! Retreating! What is it?
This movie is genuinely perfect. From the casting, to the setting, to the ambience and theme, genuinely a 10 out of 10 movie, a perfect movie. Now we have Escape from New York. It's a pretty good 80s action movie. Nothing too crazy to write home about. It's just a good, decent watch. But one thing, Kojima owes John Carpenter a lot of money because he really took Snake Plissken and put him in Metal Gear Solid. And you know him as Big Boss, Solid Snake. Literally every Snake is just a Kurt Russell lookalike.
I'm not a full Plissken. Call me Snake.
Now to circle back to our old pal Quentin Tarantino, we're going to talk about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, his latest movie. And over the 6 years this movie's been out, Once Upon a Time, I thought it was one of his weakest movies, but it really grew on me. I really enjoy this movie. I can't admit it's a really slow movie. I think it's slower than Death Proof, but it has a stacked cast. Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and a little actor I haven't mentioned yet. It goes by the name of Kurt Russell.
So you still direct?
It's a good watch, but I can't admit it's one of those movies you gotta watch twice, because the first time might have you on that little gray area, but once you rewatch it, you'll be like, oh, I like that scene. I really like that scene. So, you might like it, you might not, but I do recommend it. By the way, yes, it's this movie. Now to finish off the John Carpenter movies, In the Mouth of Madness. This movie fights for my #1 versus The Thing, and if you look closely at the case, it's a Korean import. I got scammed again. In the Mouth of Madness is a Lovecraftian story about darker forces breaching into the real world via books written by the author, Sutter Kane. And our protagonist, Trent, played by Sam Neill, it realizes throughout the story that he's the final piece of the puzzle of the end of the world. Now this movie fucks with you on a cosmic level. It puts you in the mindset that the spectrum that you're in doesn't matter. There's bigger things and things you can't even understand happening behind whatever you know and love. And one of my favorite scenes in movie history is in this movie. It's when Sutter Kane rips himself out of the story.
Trent stood at the edge of the rip, stared into the illimitable gulf of the unknown, the Stygian world yawning blackly beyond. Trent's eyes refused to close. He did not shriek, but the hideous, unholy abominations shrieked for him.
That scene is perfect. Watching the Mouth of Madness, it is good. Now let's finish up our Quentin Tarantino movies.
Inglourious Bastards. Out of all the Tarantino movies I've talked about so far, this one, he was in his fucking bag with this one. From the way it's written, to the way it's shot, to the little details in the dialogue. This movie is Quentin Tarantino's masterpiece, and honestly, I want to talk about it more, but it's best you go in blind. But I do want to show you my favorite scene, because I don't want to egg you on. You made it this far into the video. You got to see why I think this movie's good. This is one of them, but trust me, when you watch this movie, it's going to click with you.
About this pickle we find ourselves in. It would appear there's only one thing left for you to do.
And what would that be?
Stiglitz.
Sehr auf Wiedersehen to your Nazi boss.
Alright folks, we're at the halfway point and I still have a lot of shit to go through. So we're going to speed this up and I call this one the Cyberpunk Hour. Ghost in the Shell, one of the staples in 90s anime. This shit is good, from his manga to the anime to the movie. Not the 2017 movie, but we'll touch that when we get to it. Ghost in the Shell was my gateway into the cyberpunk genre, and I have not looked back since. Everything I touch has cyberpunk attached to it, and I love it. Hell, I have Pan Am and B from cyberpunk on my shelf. Literally anything in this genre, I gravitate to it. It is so good. There's a few ways to get into Ghost in the Shell. You have the anime movie, which is the most popular way. You have the manga, an anime called Standalone Complex, and the 2017 live action movie. All of these are pretty valid ways to get into Ghost in the Shell. I would say watch the 90s movie first, then go from there. But if you want to read the manga first, go right ahead. Watch that on Complex, go ahead. Just don't watch the 2017 movie first because it's just a Netflix live action anime adaptation. It tries to be its own thing, but also ripping from the source material from either the movie, the manga, moving things around, having it be more theatrical than it should be. And it's an alright movie. It looks fine. It's a decent watch, but I say already be into the series to watch it than trying to get into the series because of this. Now the Blade Runner movies. These movies are fucking good, but I'm a bit biased because I love the first Blade Runner a lot more than 2049. Both are really good movies, both shot really well, but the first one, that is a classic movie. The one thing that can bring down the original is that there's 1,000 cuts of the movie. There's the theatrical, the director's, the final cut, and depending on which version you see, can ultimately shift your view on the movie. I got lucky and got the final cut, Ridley Scott's vision of the movie. But if you got the theatrical, for those who know, there are those who knows. It could be a video all in itself talking about the different cuts of this movie, but all I can say is watch the final cut, you'll love it. Now, 2049, this movie's iconic. If you haven't seen this movie, you've seen the fucking Sigma edits on TikTok of this movie. This movie was made 30 years after the original, and honestly, any sequel made after like 6 years of the original is just a cash grab. But I like this movie. It's shot really well, and it's one of the most beautiful looking movies I've ever seen. The movie ties into the original despite being 30 years apart. It's a good watch. The movie is pure eye candy, but the story is also pretty good. Doesn't stack up to the original, but hey, opinions will be opinions. I will now play my favorite scene from this movie.
What a day, Dave. You look lonely. I can fix that. You look like a good show.
Now we have Akira. Now Akira, it's a bit of a softer cyberpunk. It has the looks of it, but story, not cyberpunk whatsoever. But this movie is a staple in animation history. The manga fucking gas. Akira hit like fucking crack to everybody. Even it hit me the fucking hardest. Every piece of clothing I have made has an Akira fucking patch, cover, whatever on it. I eat this shit up. I even have Gantz, Pulp Fiction, Old Boy, and Supreme. Nothing but good things I can say about Akira. Trust me, you'll love it. Get into it. It's amazing. But the story makes it a little bit of a shift, because if you watch the movie, you pretty much get the first 3 volumes of the manga loosely, but once you get to volumes 4 through 6, it turns into Mad Max. So that's my gift to you. That's next thing. I, Robot. This is probably one of my favorite childhood movies ever, and it's probably one of Will Smith's funniest movies, unintentionally.
Hey, do you like cats?
What?
Cats. You like them?
No, I'm allergic. You're saying cats did this to you?
How the hell would cats do this to me? Are you crazy?
I could talk about this movie all day. I love it. I can't recommend it enough. And the amount of quotes I reference from this movie on a weekly basis is dangerous. And today's funny quote is,
"You are experiencing a car accident."
The hell I am!
We're in the end game now, and half the segment is going to be either comic book movies, shit we saw as a kid, or hell, both. For starters, Power Rangers. Power Rangers is the shit. We all know it. We love it. If you don't, I don't like you. Moving on. Next is the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. It holds a special place in people's hearts. A lot of people's definitive Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire. I don't want to hear that. But Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield sucked. Moving on. Teen Titans 2003. I grew up with this. A lot of people did. It's a lot of people's definitive version of the Titans. I love it, but I hate going on Twitter every now and again to see niggas overhype Robin like, he hit a knee drop on a roof. He could take down anybody. The nigga was manic. I'll give them that, but they overhype this nigga every day. Oh, fun fact, I got scammed again. Half the fucking episodes in my copy of the series is in Japanese. Batman the Animated Series plus the movies and Batman Beyond. All peak. The best of Batman. I wish DC would do more with Batman Beyond, but they don't like making money. Next we have Rango. Now Rango, unironically, is the best modern western we've ever had. And it's top 5 best animated movies ever. This movie is gas. You'll love it. And I'm about to show you my favorite scene.
It only takes one bullet. You ain't got the nerve. Try me.
I'm gonna try and speed through the adult side of my comic book movies. First round pick, Deadpool. The Deadpool movies are fine. If I had to give them a score, the first one would be like an 8, the second one is 7. Pretty cool movies, nothing too crazy to write home about though. Also, the actor that plays Domino is fine as fuck. Next up, the Dark Knight trilogy. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of these movies. Batman Begins is the best Batman movie out of these 3, but it has problems of itself as a movie. The Dark Knight is a better movie, but worse Batman movie. And then The Dark Knight Rises, good golly, it's the worst of both. And I'm not too keen on these movies. They're good enough, but not special in my heart. You wanna know what's crazy? Out of all the movies I've shown and talked about, I've only seen 2 in theaters. Deadpool 1 and The Dark Knight Rises. Frank Miller's Sin City. This movie is good. Probably the best comic book movie ever adapted. From its style to the way it's shot, the cast, everybody plays their role perfectly in this movie. It is gas. Watch it. Oh yeah, trivia fact. Quentin Tarantino helped direct a few scenes in this movie. Heyo. Okay, post-game music here. To save 13 minutes off this video, I'm gonna cut this down really quick. Pretty much, I spent 15 minutes talking about these 5 movies, and I more or less said the exact same thing about every single one of them, so I'm gonna give the cliff notes. Frank Miller's Batman, good. Matt Reeves' Batman, good. Under the Red Hood, one of the best stories. Batman by Gaslight, very unique take on Batman, I love it and want more. On Halloween, overrated in my opinion, but it inspires this, so it's fine in my book. Alright, meeting adjourned. Wait, before we talk about Watchmen, it completely slipped my mind that I own Back to the Future and the Friday movies, so this one's gonna be real easy. Listen up. Back to the Future holds a special place in my heart. I love time travel. I love the characters in this movie. I love the DeLorean. It is all so peak. Go watch it. If you haven't seen Back to the Future, what have you been watching for the past 30 years? Now, the Friday the 13th movies. Half these movies fucking suck dick. Out of all 8 of these movies, there's probably 2 good ones, 2 mediocre, and the rest blow. The worst one is Part 5. I fucking hate Part 5. Next movie. Now it's time to talk about Watchmen. Watchmen, a movie that I don't know why I like. It's made by a director I dislike, but god damn it, I like this movie. I probably like it because the Watchmen story is actually kind of good. It's just I have my gripes with the director, but that's another video for another time. The movie has a number of flaws I can go over real quick. The fact you have to either watch the theatrical cut, the director's cut, the ultimate cut to get the movie at a decent level is absurd. And when you do watch those cuts, the movie's about 4 to 5 hours long. And last gripe, I don't like the director. But does that mean skip the movie? No, I like it enough. Not really, but I like it enough. And enjoy this meme. I had a Watchmen on my desktop for like many moons.
It's so sad Steve Jobs died of ligma.
Who the hell is Steve Jobs?
Ligma balls.
We're almost done, lads. It's been one hell of a ride. But here's a few movies I don't feel like talking about. I didn't want to just skip them like I did the Batman movies, so I'm going to give a little reason why I don't want to talk about them, and we'll go from there. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. This movie is actually pretty good. I just don't like the multiverse concept. Everything with the multiverse, I just give a big ass eye roll. Now, I don't want to give the movie bad praise, so it'd be more fair to say I don't like the movie, but it's really good, and I think you guys will like it. Arcane is pretty good, but truth be told, my heart's not in it like the rest of the series in this video. It's because I would have never got Arcane myself. This was a gift from somebody. I like the gift, and I like Arcane, but I would have just never got it on DVD. Next up, we got Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane. Now, the original Cloverfield, I like it. It's a unique found footage kaiju movie, but it just sits in the area where, like, it's good, but, like, nothing I want to dedicate a lot of time talking about. Now, 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is a good-ass movie. Probably one of my favorites. I kind of hate that I let it sit in the backlog for this long, but hey, better late than never. I'm a sucker for one-setting movies. This movie is tense. It is good. It's a must-watch. Watch that shit. And sadly, we got Fury at the back end, too. Now, Fury is a good movie, but it's just another World War II movie with Brad Pitt, and it gets outshined by Inglourious Basterds. So that's why I don't want to talk about it. It's a good movie, but Inglourious Basterds just washes it. And here's my Life is Strange comics I failed to show this entire video. Last time I showed them, I got called a fag. Bleach is fucking hype. I love Bleach. Bleach is probably my favorite out the big three. Now, I want to collect it all the manga for sure, but the anime, the OG anime has too much filler, and I'm not going to waste money on that. But hey, Bleach is fucking gas. Get into that shit. The movies are gas. The Diamond Dust Rebellion is kind of mid, but hey, fuck it. Bleach is Bleach.
Sonic, I'm a lesbian.
What?
Sonic, I'm lesbian too.
Is there anyone in this franchise who loves men?
I have a genuine Devil May Cry obsession, so it was only a matter of time before I whipped this bad boy out. It's Region B. I willingly bought this one because it's not here in the States. Oh yeah, check out my Steam Deck.
Let's rock, baby.
The original Devil May Cry anime, it's pretty good. It's not a drop everything must watch, but if you like DMC, you'll like this. It fills in the gaps between DMC 1 and DMC 4. It explains how Trish and Lady met each other and whatnot, and Dante's just being Dante. And it's a pretty good watch. But there is a lack of
virgin! Not what I'm called.
Unfortunately, the Alpha and the Omega doesn't make an appearance, so I'm going to have to give the OG anime a 0 out of 10. Now let's move on. Perfect Blue, a film by the late great Satoyoshi, a man responsible for the most iconic films in animation ever, and he worked on the Part 3 OVA for JoJo. Perfect Blue is another staple in 90s animation, and it is one of the best psychological thrillers ever made. If you haven't seen this movie, please sit down and watch it. It is one of the greats, made by one of the greats. Ridley Scott's Alien is another movie that fights for my #1 spot between The Thing and In the Mouth of Madness. This movie is a horror classic and I love it, but I don't really love the Alien franchise. See, Alien, despite it being one of the most popular horror franchises ever, there's only 2 good movies out of like 10. But unfortunately, I own 2 more of these movies, so here's a little info. Alien to the Third Power sucks. Alien Resurrection sucks. The first 2 movies, well, the first one is a 10 out of 10. Aliens, the second, is about a 9 out of 10. And that's all the time we got for Aliens. I like the first 2, but the rest suck. On to the next one.
내가요 아무리 짐승만도 못한 놈이어도요 예? 살 권리는 있는 거 아닌가요? 예?
Oldboy 2001. This movie is absolutely one of my all-time favorites. Another 10 out of 10 on my shelf. And it was one of my first introductions to the Korean film scene, and it was a good ass start. Oldboy is a psychological thriller / revenge story. This movie is gas. If you have an appreciation for arts of film, this film is an absolute art. You must watch it. And yes, this is another Region B film. This movie is nowhere in the States. I could not find it anywhere, so I got this bitch straight from Korea. Out of all the movies I've shown you in this video, I really suggest you watch this one. Oldboy is an absolute classic. On to the next one.
고개 돌리고 귀도 막고.
I Saw the Devil, one of the greatest revenge stories ever, and my second favorite Korean movie, right behind Oldboy. I Saw the Devil is about a special agent hunting down the serial killer that killed his wife, and what makes this movie so unique is that he finds the serial killer relatively early in the movie, then it becomes a cat and mouse game because he starts tracking him down, following him, and then kicking his ass every chance he gets. If you recognize the serial killer in I Saw the Devil, it's because he's the main protagonist in Oldboy. He's my Korean Kurt Russell. And that's all I'm willing to say about I Saw the Devil. I really recommend this movie, and I want you to sit down and watch it. So we're going to mosey on to the next movie now. One of my all-time favorites, Soul Eater. I love this anime to death. It has a crescent moon-shaped place in my heart. But it pains me to tell you that the anime has a buns ending. It doesn't follow the manga near the end, and it does its own thing. The own thing wasn't that good, and I wish the anime would get the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment. But as a current status of this IP, it's not getting that anytime soon. So, yeah.
Tent poles. Mm-hmm. You already have the tent.
Something like that.
Well, you give me the model number on the tent, I can order you the poles.
Never mind. I want a tent.
Well, what kind of tent?
Kind with most poles.
No Country for Old Men. I wanted to be nicer to this movie, but this is my third time recording this part of the video, and I'm just going to be as brutally honest as possible. I do not like the ending half of this movie, and it ultimately ruins the movie for me. I think it's extremely anticlimactic, and the parts shown after serve little to nothing. Let me explain myself a little bit. Llewellyn dying before Antoine gets to him, that's fine. It's the sole fact you spend an additional 30 minutes with Tommy Lee Jones' character doing fucking nothing. You'd think he'd run into Antoine and, catch up with the damn Grim Reaper, but no, he goes to some old nigga in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere in a shack to talk to him. Then he talks to his wife about a dream he had. To me, it feels disconnected to the movie. I get the hint at him retiring, that's what he wanted to do, blah blah blah, but I feel like the overall better ending would just to cut all that off, and just after that, you fast forward to the funeral, Llewellyn's wife, and Anton's conversation in the house, and then proceed with the ending with that. Than just the fucking extra 30-minute time filler. I'm probably going to get comments saying I just don't understand it, it's perfect, whatever. I probably don't understand it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably fucking don't. But right now, I am at a very, very, very gray area with this movie. I like it, but at the other point, I don't like it at the same time. Fight Club and Taxi Driver. I'm gonna lump these ones into one. And before I say anything about the movies, I have to talk about the stigma around these movies. These movies are showcases on what not to be. Niggas online see these movies and go, wow, that's literally me. No! Niggas really fall for the Sigma edits. So, Fight Club. Outside of the movie's impact, I think the movie is generally a top 10 movie of all time. Edward Norton, Brad Pitt, some of their best roles. Everybody in this movie played their part, and it's genuinely good. But too bad the message gets misunderstood. But hey, people have their opinions. Now, Taxi Driver. This movie is good, but I cringe every time I watch it because I see my younger self in Travis a lot. I've grown as a person, but seeing this shit and just going, I used to think like this nigga, I cringe. Depending on the day, I don't know which I think is better, Taxi Driver or Fight Club. But these are both good top 10 movies. I recommend you to watch them, but don't get radicalized by them, nigga. I'm looking at you.
dead leaves. This movie is bonkers. It's just 45 minutes of nuts to butts action with no explanation and just fun ass characters. I don't even know how I found or owned this movie, but hey, I got it. I loved it. I know I loved it before I got it the DVD, but still, this movie hasn't been sold since like 2004, so I don't know how I got my hands on it. I can't recommend the movie enough. Watch that shit. Yu Yu Hakusho. This is my #1 anime. I love this shit so much, and it holds a lot of value to me. I bought this on my 20th birthday last year. This anime is amazing. I've loved it for years, and I can't recommend it enough. This is a perfect anime in my eyes. It has an amazing start, a lovely ending, and all throughout the story, I never felt it was dragged out, tired, or just boring. This anime is amazing, and it has one of the best protagonists ever, Yusuke Urameshi, the shonen protagonist.
Hey, you with the big fishers, I got a bone to pick with you. How does a dead guy win?
Hold it. I'd like it if you removed your hand.
I'd like you to remove your head from your ass, but I don't see that happening anytime soon!
Even though Yu Yu Hakusho hasn't been in my life for that long, it still speaks volumes how special this is to me. I got into Yu Yu Hakusho my freshman year of high school, and even though I've known Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball for all 21 years of my life, for the past 6 years, this has been my #1 recommendation, the #1 spot on my top 5 of all time, and it doesn't have a place in my heart. No, it is my fucking heart. I love this anime. From the main character to the side character to the villains, I love everything and everyone in this anime. It has some of my favorite emotional moments, my favorite fights. This is peak. I recommend you all to go watch it. Chainsaw Man, a series that is quickly becoming one of my all-time favorites and probably one of the most misunderstood stories ever in the modern day. I don't really think I need to introduce Chainsaw Man to it being one of the most popular manga and anime at the moment. Hell, the movie just came out. So I'm just gonna tell you the tragic lore of how I got into Chainsaw Man and what I think the story is about so far in my eyes. I've only just cracked open the 11th volume, so I can't speak for volumes of, oh, this is what the story is really about, because I don't know the full story yet. So enjoy my schizo rambling. At the end of 2024, a week and some change before my 21st birthday, I tried to kill myself. And after being in a few institutes, hyped up off antidepressants and therapy sessions, somebody got into my head, travel the world, and there's more out there for you. So I decided to take a little road trip, and where the road trip led me? Chicago. And this place fucking sucked. The people sucked, the food sucked, everything fucking sucked there. I'd never want to go back. Here's me before I went out and got fucking food poisoning. I had so much hope in my eyes. But back to the story. So after celebrating my birthday and getting sick, I decided I want to fucking leave. And that's what we did. We left. But on the way outside of Chicago, I spotted a Barnes & Noble. And my immediate idea was, I'm gonna jump off that bitch. I was having a bad day and I was like, fuck it. Everybody's about to have a bad day. So after walking around Barnes & Nobles for like 10-15 minutes and witnessing whatever this is, I spot my Chainsaw Man box set. And I didn't want my only souvenir from Chicago to be fucking food poisoning, so I bought it and took it home. So after a few days of dwelling on my purchase, I finally sat down and read Chainsaw Man, and I fell in love with it instantly. And after reading the first 2 volumes within the same week and probably one of my lowest depression pits, I told myself, I'm gonna stick around a little longer for the Chainsaw Man movie. I don't know when that's coming out, but I'll be here for that. I found the literal dumbest reason to keep going, and it's been 10 months since that day, and the Chainsaw Man movie released last week. Look who's still standing. And I feel like that's the underlying meaning of Chainsaw Man, finding literally any reason to keep going. Look at Denji in this case. He has gone through the most horrific shit ever, and he stuck around to touch some tits. He wanted to touch tits, he wanted to go on a date with girls, and that was his reasons to keep going. He wanted to experience that shit, and he stuck around to experience that shit. It's a deeper message of what I'm trying to say here, but pretty much, there's a reason to keep going. However small the reason is, how dumb the reason is, or petty, there's always something to make you keep going. And that's what I feel like is misunderstood about Chainsaw Man. Once you look past the hype and aura, the gooner bait, it's really a deep story within. And that's why this is slowly becoming one of my favorites of all time. And to let everyone know, I'm still talking about this series, by the way.
A testicle devil appeared and went apeshit on his nutsack, ma'am.
No, he's lying.
And I think that's a nice note to leave the video on. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. It was really fun talking about my collection, going down memory lane with all these movies. Even though I like some, hate some, love them, whatever, I just love talking about them. And I'm going to leave you guys with a movie quote before we leave. I'm not going to say which movie, but just know I rewatched it while making this video. Only after we've lost everything, we are free to do anything. I am Jack Smirking Revenge. My name's IZANAGI. It's been real. Peace.